doing?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Lo and today I will be apologizing to you guys. I'm so sorry for not having posted for literally over a year. That is so bad, and yeah, I really appreciate the people that watch my videos, and I feel really bad for those people, especially because I mean, you tune in every week and you are expecting to see a video and then I just goes through with no explanation, so that's messed up. But I promise I did start 2022 believing that I would be filming and just being more consistent, but that did not happen. I ended up getting into this weird burnt out ish depressive state. Child, it was a lot, and the more I kept saying that I will wait and just wait to feel better, the worse things kept happening. Like, things just kept happening and happening and happening, and it was a lot. I don't know what to say. Like, I lost some family members, and you see, life just kept on giving me L's. And one of the most frustrating things was that my eyes were just not cooperating. I know I've complained about being blind. I think I've complained about being blind on this channel before, but yeah, it's it's a reality. So I was diagnosed with this weird eye disease thing where your eyeball, instead of being round, it starts deforming into a cone shape, and my eyes got so bad I would need to change my prescription like every 6 months. Have really bad migraines, just dizziness, just I was just not well. And I went to the optician and they were like, oh, you have this disease, you have to, it's in both of your eyes and you have to have surgery. And I was like, what? He's like,
No, it's not that deep. You'll be fine in 2 weeks.
I was like, okay, what are like the drawbacks of the surgery? He's like, no, nothing much. Even online people are like, yeah, I had it, it is what it is. I was like, okay, fine, 2 weeks. So I did my first eye. I'm gonna insert footage of me after I did my eye. It was, first of all, let me explain the process of going to get the procedure done. And this is my problem with, I don't know if this is the way it is everywhere else in the world, but in Zambia, medical care, they behave like they're your parents. They don't want to tell you what's gonna happen to you. So I get there the day of the procedure. I started with my left eye because it was the worst eye. And I get there, they give me forms. I'm like, and in the forms they even say, were you briefed on what's gonna happen? I was just like, no, but I was just like, let me just get it over and done with. So I signed the forms. I was sitting with my mom and my aunt, and this man just comes and says, oh, I need to take your vitals. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I go to get my blood pressure done, and then immediately I'm whisked away to theater, and I'm just like, oh, my mom did, like, my parent, like, it was crazy. Like, I was whisked away. Take off your shoes, put on this thing, this robe. I put it on and I'm just like, what's going on? No one is talking to me, no one is telling me what's happening. I get into like the waiting area. You people, tell me why there's like 4 seemingly unconscious people on beds. They look dead, and I was just like, put on this gurney thing, and they're just like, yeah, just lie down. And I'm just like, okay. And I'm just lying down in complete silence with strangers just like lined up next to me. I think they had just finished their procedures and they were waiting, like, being, I don't know what the fuck was going on. And then I'm wheeled in. I just feel myself being wheeled somewhere, and I'm just like, God, what's going on? And then I'm in the theater. They're like grabbing on my eyes. Open your eye. I'm like, I'm trying, but like, an eye doesn't want to be touched. So the moment something goes near your eye, it's trying to close, it's trying to protect itself, and they're like, open your eye. If you don't open your eye, you're going to make this thing difficult. I was just like, God, please, They push this thing, they put the clamp on my eye. It was like a horror movie. I don't know if you guys have seen A Clockwork Orange. Those same clamps is what they put on your eye. They put me the clamp. I'm like, God, what's going on? They're dropping eye drops in my eyes, dropping eye drops. Hey, relax. How can you relax? You don't know what's going on. No one is talking you through anything. They allegedly put numbing medication in my eye, but obviously because my eyes were insane and I was panicking, I don't think it worked that well, because soon after they had put the drops, the surgeon came and he sat behind me and he starts scraping my eyeball. Guys, I could see what was happening because I was first of all awake. There was like a monitor on the left side of the room, and I'm literally watching this man scrape my eyeball. I said, what is this torture? And it was hurting. And I was just, I think I have a high pain tolerance, unfortunately. And I was just there like, you literally, your eye is like thingy, and then your other eye is just like also panicking, like, what's happening, my friend, you know? And he scrapes my eyeball, scrapes it. Whatever the fuck he's doing, it looks like scraping. It feels like scraping. It was not the best sensation. And then they made me stare into this like light thing for like 15 minutes. And it's a real 15 minutes, because you'll hear like a beep. Every time it beeps, 1 minute has passed. And I'm just staring there. And the surgeon immediately leaves. And then there's just this other person who is like dropping like drops in my eye, obviously because your eye is dry, but they're like this thick yellowish oil type of situation, kind of burnt my eye. And I was just like, you people, this is paining. Are you sure it's paining? I'm like, yeah, it's hurting. And then they were just like, no, just relax, it's only, in complete silence. But then eventually, like, the nurses put me in banter. They were really sweet. They were just doing their job, I guess. That's why they were like insane in the beginning, but they were really, really nice. And because I'm dramatic, I think I entertained them a little bit. So after my 15 minutes was up, I was wheeled out of the theater and into that room where the people were waiting like the first time. Guys, it was just so weird. And they were like, just lie down. And I was like, okay. And then one of the nurses gave me a cookie. She's so sweet. And then, yeah, I was told, okay, you can leave now. I was like, okay, fine. They bandage your eye, by the way. I'm sure you saw from the picture. They bandaged your eye. So it's like really pressed down. Your eye is practically closed. So you're just like that, right? Guys, the pain I started feeling.
And they're like, this is a completely painless procedure.
The pain I felt, on a scale of 1 to 10, guys, I shouldn't feel pain. So for me, I think it was, that day, it was a 7. It was so bad. It hurt so bad. But I didn't feel the need to, you know, like, take any painkillers, because like my pain tolerance is high. So, but it was really, really sore. It was really sore. It was burning. It was horrible. Yeah. So go back for review. They take off the bandage and then they tell you have to put eye drops in your eye 6 times a day, 4 types of eye drops. I'm like, okay, fine. The surgeon was like, you have to come back tomorrow or in 2 days for your other eye. I said, first of all, we don't have money. This is not covered by health insurance. It's not covered by NEMA for some reason. Cornea transplants are and stuff like that, but not what I was doing. I was doing cross-linking. And I was like, first of all, we don't have money, and second of all, you're insane. But like, he was like, anyway, if you don't have money, I can't control that. I was like, perfectly fine, we'll come back when the money is there. So a week later, we pay for the second eye, which is my right eye. The left eye is just, guys, now I completely understand when people who are like considered legally blind, when they tell you that sometimes it's not that they see black. It's just, sometimes it's just a very, very, really like insane distortion. Sometimes it's just white. Like, being blind is not fun at all, guys. Obviously no one thought it was fun, but it's not it's not easy to explain. A week passes. I'm like, okay, fine, I know what's gonna happen to me, so this time it's not gonna be as bad. So I'm like kind of like ready for it, and it's like yeah. I go in there. The person who was before me, I got like to wait to go into theater. So I'm in my gown, my booties, and I'm waiting. I'm sitting on the gurney, and the person before me, I can hear my voice like it's taking longer than whatever, you know. This eye is particularly confused, and I'm watching because I can see into the room onto the TV. I'm watching them remove this. I don't, not the eye, but I'm watching them. I think they were doing cataract. I'm watching it because I have morbid curiosity. So I'm watching it. I'm not necessarily scared. I'm just like fascinated. And then the nurse comes out and she's like, can you lie down and stop watching that? You're going to get scared. I'm like, I won't get scared. And she's like, no, just lie on the gurney. They even put me numbing drops in my eye. I lay there, waiting in silence. It's so boring. You can't take your phone, you can't take anything while you're waiting because they don't want you to contaminate the area. So they wheel me out. The same fighting procedure of open your eye, you've done this. Eventually, scrape my eye, do the drops, we are out. I'm even like, cause now I even feel like I'm, somewhere like,
Yeah, no, I did it before. It's not that bad. I don't feel anything.
Tell me why when I got home, the worst pain of my life. First of all, I was also on my period, by the way. It was day 2 of my period, which is one of my most painful days. Tell me why I drank all the painkillers. The only thing that was numb was my uterus. My eye was so painful. I was biting my hand. My mother was like, please, just come and sleep in my room.
I said, I will kill myself tonight. I will kill myself tonight with these painkillers. I will kill myself.
Because it was just so painful. I was like, these people are liars. Hey, painless, what? You just have sensitive eyes. The pain that night was literally, I want to say, an 8.5. It was an 8.5. It was the worst pain I've ever felt. Because the only way, this is when I started realizing that the eyes don't play on the same playing field as our body. This is why when you go to the optician and you have something wrong with your eye, they give you antibiotics for your eye. They give you painkiller for your eye, like drops, because they're not connected to the rest of the body. That's why my uterus was quiet, but my eye was screaming. But I couldn't put any painkiller eye drops in my eye because I had the bandage on my eye. I went back to, and then this eye, for some reason, felt like there was like a crystal under my eyelid. So can you imagine? For, I want to say 14 hours, just the sensation of a stone being under your eyelid, like it was horrible, and you're in pain. Okay, now me, I'm there waiting.
Like, okay, so now it's just 2 weeks and I can go back to my prescription.
Because the thing is about the eye disease that I have is that they freeze your eye at the level it was just before the surgery. It's not like your eyes significantly become better and you can see and you don't need glasses. I'm going to explain why I'm not wearing glasses in a moment. Yeah. So before you get excited and rejoice. So they freeze your eye to the state that it was, and I'm like, oh, in 2 weeks I'll be back to my old prescription. It's gonna be great. Tell me why. We did this procedure in January. 2 weeks later, I can't read. I still can't read. I can barely see, and I can't read. I'm like, okay, fine. The doctor is like,
No, some people take longer than others.
He just keeps changing the prescription. One eye, I think it was getting a little bit of an infection. He gives me ointment. But the problem with this doctor is that he doesn't say. He just looks at your eye and he's like, and he prescribes. Because in Zambia, they don't want to tell you anything. They don't want to say shit. So, 2 weeks becomes 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months. I still cannot read. It was really, really bad. I had to use all the Tuma things on your phone for speech to text to speech. It was horrible. When your phone rings, it says the name of the person in a wonky accent. Like, that was me. I was visually legally blind. That was me. And it was so frustrating and scary because I'm like, you people, me, I'm an employed person. I can't just be sick like this. Like, they'll fire me. You know what I mean? So yeah, time. Luckily, or whatever. Like, after like 2.5 months, I started being able to like read like slightly. It was horrible. And by the way, all this time they couldn't even prescribe me glasses because I was so fucking blind. I was so blind I couldn't see the biggest letters. Like, they couldn't give me a lens that could help me see. I was seeing fingers. So the person would literally go to the back of the the back where the Chuma letters were, and stand up and hold fingers and ask me, how many fingers am I holding up? I was literally only able to see fingers, guys. It was horrible. And then then eventually I got a prescription and I'm like, yay, there's light at the end of the tunnel. One of my eyes is plus 3.5, the other one is 3. My lenses are thick. But it gave me some sort of relief. But even though I could not see well with my glasses, like, I still wouldn't be able to drive, or, you know, I could read something, you know. But the issue is that my eyes started now rapidly improving and my glasses became too strong. Like, I can still wear them to read, but I can't wear them to see. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a nightmare. I see better without my glasses, like, in the world, but I can't really read well, and sometimes my eyes are weird. Guys, I don't know. To this day, this is what it is, and this is why I'm not wearing my glasses, because it's just so wonky. I'm just so exhausted. I'm like, please, can I go back to my last prescription? Like, please and thank you. And like, there's people who talk about how when they did the procedure, their eyesight only went back to their prescription after 6 months, and it hasn't yet been 6 months for me yet. And I'm just like, God. And I'm like back at work and everything, and it's not easy. Like, at work I have to I alternate between my glasses and reading glasses, and I have to have like a lamp shining on the paper just to illuminate the paper more. Like, this is just because I don't want to lose my job, but like, I'm not having a good time. So this is why I'm recording this video without my glasses, and I'll probably record the other videos without my glasses. So I'm actually supposed to go for a checkup as of April the 27th, and we'll see if I can get a new prescription, but I'm not hopeful. We'll see how I do at the optician, but yeah, pray for me. Yeah, but that's what has been going on. That's just one of the, like, you know, one of the issues that I have been facing while I've been away, other than mental breakdown and death in the family. Yeah, it is what it is. We move, as the children say. Yeah, so just so that you believe that I was actually filming content for you, I'm going to include some clips just so that you can see I was, you know, moving around, I guess. And I wasn't just like in a ball, huddled in a ball, feeling sorry for myself. I was still doing stuff. I'm sure some of you, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you saw little glimpses, even though I don't post there frequently at all. But yeah, thank you so much for staying subscribed to me. I know it's probably like a jump scare seeing my video up in your feed, but like, yeah, thank you so much for staying subscribed, and yeah, enjoy the montage of what I've been doing while I was away. some pictures and go get Korean food. Went to buy Korean food. I removed my lipstick because I want to eat. My black lipstick on your face. You have to. If you don't kiss me, who's going to kiss me, Lombe? Ah.